Hello, welcome to my tutorial on how to create a virtual server using VirtualBox. We're going to be installing Ubuntu 10.04 server, 32-bit, so it's portable across multiple computers without any fuss. So if I have a computer that is not a 64-bit operating system, I can still use this VirtualBox server. And as you can see, if you wanted to use 64-bit, there's the option there. You would select that instead and make sure you use the 64-bit image. You can go ahead and give it the base memory size. We'll just go ahead and give it a gig and click next. And we do need to create a new hard disk. Go ahead and do dynamically expanding storage, so that way it doesn't take up all the space at once. It'll gradually get larger as it goes until it reaches the maximum size we specify here. I'll give it about 10 gigs and we'll click finish. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and show you. You don't have to do this if you're setting this up in Windows, but if you were doing this in Linux, it doesn't ask you for the CD-ROM drive. So we'll go ahead and specify that and also set a configuration on the network. I'm going to go ahead and remove the floppy controller. I don't know why that's there. You don't need it. And we need to find our disk image. This will be the ISO file you downloaded for Ubuntu Server i386. That's 32-bit. And we'll click select. Alright, now there's one other thing. To be able to access the server without much fuss from outside this computer, what we'll do a bridged adapter, and then we'll make sure you select the correct networking adapter. And what this will do, this will go ahead and get an IP from your router as a separate computer, so it'll be directly accessed via the local IP address instead of having to go through the host IP, and I'm not even sure how to do all that. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and click start. Alright, first thing we'll need to do is select our language, and we're going to install Ubuntu Server. Alright, we'll choose English, United States. We'll go ahead and detect the keyboard, press Y and W, and since I'm using a US keyboard, I'll just say no to all of these options. Alright. Okay, now we need to give our computer a host name. I'm just going to call this Ubuntu Virtual. And then we'll continue. That is my time zone, so that'll be fine. Alright, LVM offers the ability to dynamically change the partition size, and it allows you to do that very fluidly in Linux, which used to be in the past, it used to be quite a headache. And you can even span a partition across multiple drives. So it allows you, if you need to change the size of your partitions, you guessed it wrong or something, then it allows you to readjust that, and it's a really nice feature. You can read more about it by Googling LVM. Alright, and so that's fine. We do want to write the changes. Alright, and we'll go ahead and leave it as default. This is the full size. It's telling me the maximum available size. We want that. Alright, and then we do want to write changes to the disk, so we'll click yes. Okay, now we need to give it our username. So I'll just type my name, and that's fine as well. Alright, now you need to choose a good password, especially if you're making this publicly accessible. And don't go by my example, because apparently I'm using a weak one. Alright, encrypt your home directory. You can choose yes on this. I'm a little hesitant on this whenever it comes to a physical server, because if I ever needed to recover the data off the drive because the system died for some reason, I don't know what kind of implication this would have. So we'll just go ahead and I'll click no, but you can choose yes if you'd like. Alright, I'm not using a proxy. Alright, and you can choose if you want to have it do automatic updates. If you're using the landscape program available through Ubuntu, you can download that and use that as well. Choose that to manage them. It's not a free application, so you might want to look into that before choosing it. I'm just going to go ahead and say no automatic updates, even though automatic ones would be plenty good. Alright, now we can choose our server software. We want Apache, MySQL, and PHP, so we're going to choose this one. We want to be able to connect via SSH to our server, so we'll choose that. If you want to enable Samba, it's going to be it's kind of challenging, somewhat complicated to set it up because you'd have to do it manually, but you could choose that as well, and that would allow you to access it directly like a file folder on your computer. I'm going to skip that just because it's beyond the realm of this tutorial. If you decide you want it later, you can always download it and add it then. Now we need to give our root user a password for MySQL. Okay, the last thing we need to do is go ahead and install Grub as our bootloader, and this is fine, so we'll click yes. Alright, the installation is complete, so we'll go ahead and click continue. Alright, and there you have it. Now we're at our virtual server. You can go ahead and log in if you like. Apache should be already running. So now to make sure that our server is running, what we're going to do, first we need to find our local IP, so we'll do that by typing if config. And now if you bridged your network connection earlier, like I was saying, you should be able to see something like this. You should have an INET address, and so therefore now I can access this server via this address.